Hi everyone, how you going? Um, I thought I would share with you some common experiences that I have with people that I support when I'm working as a counsellor, social worker, which, as you know, if you've seen any of my other videos, I just do very part-time. There's not a lot of work around, but I really enjoy it, and it takes me to lots of different places, and I particularly support employees in workplaces, um, which often they're in some sort of crisis point. Something may have happened to them or somebody else. So it's rewarding work, but I have to be on my toes and on my A game, because I'm thrown in often with just a couple of hours notice, and then I have to kind of work out what my role is and how I can support people. Sometimes it's on their own, sometimes in groups. But if it's not a huge crisis, um, like a death or some violence or a crime, um, people often come and see me for three different main reasons. And I wanted to talk about the first one today. And in subsequent videos, I'll talk about the other two. And the first one is that they have a really busy mind. And I can generally sense in the first couple of minutes, just meeting with somebody, talking with them, getting a feel for them, not only what they say, but how they show up in their body, where their attention's directed. I can generally sense if they've got a busy mind. And that can be their body's moving, their feet's tapping, their attention's like diverted. They have difficulty listening to me. Um, they may even be on their device. Not often, but sometimes that happens. And as we're getting to know each other, I will often ask, at a time that feels right, the direct question, do you have a busy mind? And almost 9 times out of 10 people say, yes, how did you know? I'm not a, I'm not a mystic. I can't guess these things, through some superpower. It's through observations and experience. The 1 out of 10 that says or hesitates usually does have a busy mind, but it takes them a little while to admit it, because I think their brain goes through this process of, do I really want to admit to have a busy mind? That sounds possibly bad, possibly good. I'm not really sure what to say. So, and then we talk about what that busy mind is. Now, you might have some thoughts yourself what a busy mind is. And in our kind of day-to-day world, we often have to be very busy in thinking about what are we doing next, and what are we doing this afternoon, what are we doing tomorrow. I get that. But the busy mind I'm talking about is more the dysfunctional busy mind, the mind that is scattered. It's so thin in its attention that it doesn't do much well. Um, it's like a juggler that's about to drop all the balls. It's kind of just managing, but often not managing, and dropping the balls. But when I do ask people that question, often there's often a sense of relief that somebody's seen them for who they are. I don't say it to judge them or to criticise them, but try to understand, well, where are they? And although they may have turned up at my door with things like, I'm not coping at work, or in my relationship at home, or with my kids or whatever it is, they're what I call the sort of the presenting issue that they come along with. That's the problem that they identify, and it is a problem for them. But underlying all that is this constant, out of control, busy mind, and they don't really know what to do with it. In fact, maybe talking with me is the first time they've really had a look in the mirror and went, "Wow, when I have a look at my mind, that it is really busy." And we do a couple of different exercises to try and identify that. And I think the big realization that happens when I meet with people, and you may identify this too, is that a lot of people think that the mind just does its thing, that we have no control over what it does. It's the mind. It's like our heart, it chooses to just beat slowly, fast. We have no choice over how our heart operates. And mistakenly, people think that about the mind. Whereas the truth of the matter is the mind is one of the few things we can control, or at least influence heavily. So at the end of this video, I link up to a practice that I teach people, which is a body tap to try and, I think we've got the fire brigade going past. Not here, fortunately. The body tap, as the video shows, if you want to click on that, uses the body to focus the mind's attention away from all the scattered thinking into one action that it can't ignore. It's impossible for the mind to really ignore this body tapping that's in the video at the end of this that you can click on. And I've had some people who within 10, 20 seconds just go, "Oh my God, how did I not know about this?" They just notice some change in their mind as soon as they start that practice. And the beauty of it is it's something I developed because we are very busy. We're all, running around. We're in cars, we're in public transport, we're stuck in queues. It's not always possible to do meditation or other practices, which are great if you've got that opportunity. But this is a very quick, portable, and also a private way to tame that busy mind. So why bother? I've got my theory. I'd love to hear your theory in the comments, but apart from it being exhausting to have a very busy mind, I don't think we're very good at completing tasks when our mind is so scattered and stressed out. So we can overuse energy that otherwise could be placed on the task at hand. So, and the thing about the brain too, this thing about choice is, in recent years there's been a lot of research done on that the brain is a bit like clay in the sense that it can be moulded into different ways of reacting. We used to think that the brain was sort of automatic and that, the neurons would just fire the way they always fire. And we didn't have any control over that. But the really curious thing about the brain is that the more we focus on, say, a busy mind, allow that to happen, the more that the linkages and the pathways in the brain will actually be created to reinforce that. So the more busy our mind is, the more busy our mind will be, if that makes sense. It's a bit like going to the gym. The more you use your muscles, the stronger those muscles will be, and the same in the brain. So that's why you have to deliberately and voluntarily, if you want to tame this busy mind, take action to create some, what I call commas or pauses in the day, where you go, hang on, no, I'm going to put my mind in neutral, and I'm going to tell it where to direct its attention. And although it may be a very minor part of your day in terms of time or percentage, what people report back to me and what I experience in doing this is that it means out of a busy, crazy day of making decisions, going here, there and everywhere, there's moments in the day you can go back and go, oh, at least I had those moments where I wasn't, people weren't at me or asking for me to do things, or kids, screaming at me. And I think that's essential for our mental health. We're not meant to be on all the time like a computer. And I think being able to create those times also allows you, when you do want to really concentrate on something you quite enjoy, like reading a book or being with your partner, or sitting in nature as I am now, I can not fully be present, but I'm mostly here. I can hear the traffic off in the distance, the fire engine before. But I'm not thinking about what I'm cooking for dinner, although I am cooking for dinner tonight, or what I had for lunch, or what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm here with you, focused on this, because this conversation is really important, very important. So I invite you to start to notice your mind. Sounds a bit spooky, but noticing your mind is a bit like, almost being like a drone looking down on you and how you think. So it's not going to come straight away, it's not going to come easily, but the more you pay attention, the more you realise, well, my mind's really busy. I need to step off or take some action to calm down. So that the body tap that I've got in at the end of this that you can click on, you can do that anywhere. You can even do it in a meeting where you're feeling really busy or distracted. If you're really stressed out at work, you can go to the toilet and do it there. Do it at the traffic lights, do it waiting for the train, whatever it is. And it's something that, it's like, I think it's like our secret weapon. It's something that doesn't cost anything. You don't have to go to the drugstore or the pharmacy. It doesn't cost anything other than a little bit of attention. And I'd love for you to try it and see how it works for you, and tell me and others in the comments, because I'm about improving our day-to-day well-being with the tools that we have available to us. So there's a lot we can do, and this is one aspect. And as I said, to start with, this is such a common challenge for people, is that their life becomes overwhelming because their mind is so busy, and they're like they're drowning in their mind, and they can't work out how to get their head above it. And this is just one tool that they find helpful, and I hope you do too. So thanks for listening, and yeah, please let me know how you go with this. There's a box coming up that you can click to actually learn how to do the tapping exercise. Yeah, so great to be with you. Thanks for joining me, and in the corner of my backyard that's pretty tranquil. Have a great one. Take care.